Okie dokie, my friends. Today I am going to preview another vocabulary list. It is the CLUD, CLUS, CLAUS list here. So we have these guys up here, and they all have something to do with closing something, okay? So if we start off here, the first word we have is clause. This is a very Englishy word, a very ELA word. Usually we're talking about a clause being a group of words. Sometimes, though, you can have a dependent clause or an independent clause. Basically, guys, they're just trying to tell you that there are different parts to sentences. So you group words together and you make different parts of sentences. A lot of time those parts are separated by commas, or they have conjunction words that help them along. But it's just basically you have to know that a clause is a group of words and they can come in lots of different forms, okay? The next one is claustrophobia. Claustrophobia is actually something that I suffer from myself. I think I've told you guys that story before. I went up in the St. Louis Arch and it was terrifying because it was really, really tiny. But basically it's just you have an abnormal fear. Okay, so that's why it's a phobia, is an abnormal fear, because it's kind of like amped up. That's why it's abnormal, is because it's like a little more than normal, of closed spaces. So elevators, closets, little tiny rooms, things like that. Okay, next is cluster. A cluster is a group of the same or similar elements close together. A lot of times I think of grapes when I think of a cluster of something, and grapes, all are clustered together, but it is a cluster of grapes when they're all packed in there together. The next one is conclude. Conclude, we all know, make sure you know this is the verb, so it means that you are ending it, okay? It's not the conclusion, that would end up being a noun. This is conclude, it means you are actually doing the action of ending something. Next is enclose. Enclose is to close in or to surround on all sides. A lot of times when I think about enclose, I think about an envelope, because when you put something into an envelope, it is surrounded on all sides there, okay? Surrounded on all sides. Next is exclude. Exclude is to keep out or prevent from entering. It's the opposite of include, obviously, okay? Next is exclusive. Exclusive means that it's private, so it means that it is, it's or single or sole down there. So basically exclusive means it's like, it's like limited edition or limited membership. So like a club could be exclusive. I know back when Riley was little and she was all into Shopkins, there were a lot of different toys sometimes, where you would get things that were like limited edition, or they were rare or ultra rare and things like that. Those would be exclusive things. And the next word here is preclude. Preclude is to close off or prevent from a given action. So this basically means like you stop it before it even happens. So you basically see like this is going to end up happening. So you're like, nope, not going to happen. So let's say, for instance, if you saw that you were at an art show and you saw that there were a lot of children coming into the art show, and you wanted to make sure that they did not climb on a certain statue, you might go rope that statue off because you kind of saw it coming and you were like, oh no, we need to do something about this. So you preclude the fact that they will be closed off from climbing on that statue because you put those ropes around it. Next is reclusive. Reclusive is an adjective. It means that it describes someone who prefers to be alone. Okay, who prefers to be isolated or alone. They would call somebody who is reclusive a recluse, and it just basically means, see, like this guy down here with his whole like keep out and his little face, he wants to be alone, so he is reclusive. Okay, and the next one is secluded. So this reclusive man here lives in his secluded house because it's off the beaten path. Off the beaten path, meaning it's kind of far off from other people. It's private. A lot of people don't get there. All right, guys. So hopefully these aren't too hard this week. I know that with the roots being similar there, a lot of these words mean similar things, but just make sure you're doing lots of studying, and we will take this quiz next week. Okay? All right, guys. I love you. Goodbye. Mwah.